So going to be looking at Dodge, Burn, and Sponge tools. These are photographic tools that help you to specifically darken and lighten particular areas of an image, and then also to saturate or desaturate. So with this black and white image, it's lacking in contrast, and clearly we need to darken certain areas and maybe lighten other areas. So you'll find the Dodge, Burn, and Sponge tools here, and Dodge basically roughly means lighten, and Burn roughly means darken. So let's deal with those first. So if I choose Burn, clearly we need the darker areas to be darker, and so we're going to burn, and the range that we're going to burn is the shadows. I'm going to put the exposure down to 20%, and then set my brush up a little bit, and you'll see that when I go over this, I can clearly increase the definition of the darker areas by burning them, and I'm just going to do there as well. And let's make a nice big brush here for her hair. Obviously, the more time you take with this, the better the result will be. And we'll just generally go over here. Okay, I think I went too far there. Maybe a little bit like that. So that's Burn. Let's switch to Dodge. And for Dodge, I want to dodge, first of all, the highlights, which are the lighter areas. And I'll set it down to 20 as well. And I want to just lighten the whites of her eyes. Got to be careful with this. You don't want to overdo that. And also the lighter parts of her eye, make it sparkle more. And in her lips, make them look a little bit more glossy. Okay, and then I'm going to switch from highlights to midtones and take a bigger brush and just lighten up some of these areas here, and maybe even on her hair. Okay, so this is a selective way of lightening and darkening certain parts of your image based on the range, whether it's shadows, midtones, or highlights. I'm going to go to my history panel and take a snapshot, and then we can see the before and after. So clearly a much better result. This image is called Dodge and Burn. You can download it. Sponge is kind of like if you take your TV remote and you turn your saturation down. All the way down means you get a black and white image, and all the way up means you get that oversaturated sort of orange skin and bright green grass and stuff like that. So what we want to do with this model is, she is quite pale, so I want to introduce a little bit more color into her skin, but I want to do it so that it looks realistic. So I'm going to go to the Sponge tool. First of all, I'm going to make a selection. So I'm going to say Object Selection, and let's just select her. Okay, and obviously you need to go in and make your selection more detailed, but I'm not going to have time to do that. So I'm just going to go straight to the Sponge tool. I'm going to put it on Saturate and set the flow down to 20%. And with a nice big, broad, soft brush, I'm just going to brush a little bit around where her skin is. And if I now deselect and go and make a snapshot in my history panel, that's before and that's after. So that's before, that's after.